Right, okay, fan reaction time then. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. Just not good enough, is it? Like, the result itself is not good enough. Like, I remember when they were pushing at 1-1 in the last few minutes. Someone next to me shouted, don't concede now. I'm like, doesn't matter. Like, the draw isn't enough for us. If they'd have conceded, it wouldn't have mattered at all. The draw isn't good enough for us. And once again, we've got ourselves, somewhat fortunately, because of the goal, got ourselves into a decent position and then blown it. Like, look at the Everton game, look at the Wolves game. Obviously, we're 1-0 up in the Wolves game, same thing happened there. And then you're always looking at these games and thinking, Burnley are back in a decent position now, they've got a chance, largely due to these points deductions. And then every single time, we've blown it. Obviously, 2-0 up at West Ham, threw it away, 1-0 up at Wolves, threw it away, 1-0 up today, literally threw it away against Everton, threw it away a 0-0 against Everton because they weren't scoring if it weren't for that Mjoric mistake against Everton. And I'm not sure Brighton would have done today either. Probably would have done with our defence, but you know what I mean. I mean, we've missed sitters, we've conceded a stupid goal. I don't know what Mjoric is doing, he's far too casual there. He's far too casual, just like he was against Everton. He's too casual, and that's the problem. With Trafford, he's just ultimately not good enough when it comes to the physicality side of things. Like, he will get let down. He will let us down with things like crosses and stuff like that. Obviously, look at the Luton goal, foul or no foul, which I think it is. He should probably still be stronger. Whereas Mjoric lets himself down because he's just too casual. It's like he's got a fag in his gob. He's just far too casual. Just, yeah, whatever. I'm here to spray the ball about. You can press me if you want. Ain't gonna stop me. And then obviously conceded 2 horrific goals. And I do still think Mjoric at this moment is the better of the 2 keepers. But he's cost us massively these last 2 games, hasn't he? Absolutely huge errors. Huge errors in these last 2 games. That one today. Can't get over how I know I said it so many times, I can't get over how casual he was with it. Like, what's he doing? He's just... I can't get my head around it. I genuinely cannot get my head around it. But that's obviously a lot of the focus. And once again, because the result isn't perfect, people are moaning left, right and centre on Twitter. Some guy were like, I hope you're going to slag Mjoric off now because you were slagging Trafford off all season. Was I? I think every single time I've come on here, I've just said, ultimately, he's not good enough, but he will be brilliant. I say the same for Mjoric, he's just ultimately not good enough. This is the stuff that, honestly, Twitter winds me up. It's so toxic. Don't even know why I'm on it. But that mistake will obviously get highlighted. It was horrific. Of course it's going to get highlighted, and he deserves to be criticised for the mistake. But let's talk about them sitters, because we missed 2 sitters. They were at the other end of the pitch from where I was sat. They looked bad at the time. I've not seen them back on the replays. I'm sure some of you will. But it's not just Mjoric with them mistakes. It's with that mistake that's let us down today. It's the forwards as well. But people forget about it largely because of the big, massive mistake from Mjoric. We just ultimately, I'll say the same thing every single week. We are just ultimately do not have enough quality, and that's the problem. The forwards weren't good enough today. The goalkeeper, as a goalkeeper, was all right, but in that one moment, it was dreadful. But yeah, it's a sickener. But ultimately, we've just once again, and I don't know what to say more in this video that's not already been said 25 times this season by me and the other lads on the channel and podcast. Ultimately, we're just not there. We're just not good enough. We don't have the players to try and play out from the back all the time, because Dara O'Shea is making mistakes every single week when he's playing out from the back. Mjoric is doing it now. Even though his passing is actually class, or so it's meant to be. It wasn't his passing today, obviously. But it's a sickener today. Like I said, I felt we were down anyway, but this was the last chance. This was the chance where we could have been like, hold on, we beat Sheffield United. But even now, even if we beat Sheffield United, and we don't tend to do great there, obviously there's been a few wins down the years, maybe I'm just focusing on last year, but yeah, it's unlikely now, isn't it? But what do you do with the keepers now? What do you genuinely do with them? Because some people on Twitter now are saying, oh, if you start Trafford next week, fair enough. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. That would ruin Mjorich's confidence. And if he dropped him after 2 mistakes, as bad as they've been, it would look a bit silly because it took a very long time to drop Trafford after his mistakes. But yeah, I just can't get my head around. Like, it was the perfect, and again, I've said it a few times, but it was the perfect personification of our season. We started well, didn't have enough quality to put it in the net and to go in front, despite missed some sitters. Referee let us down. I'm not even mentioned that yet. Completely forgot about that. It looked a pen from where I was sat. Again, I've not seen a replay. I'll hopefully see it after recording this. But just ridiculous. And then ultimately the opposition team comes back into it. This time we got the fortunate goal and then just shot ourselves in the foot again. That's all we do. Time after time, game after game, we just shoot ourselves in the foot. Is what it is up the Clarets.